all of a sudden, I mean, we hear a shot ring out. I mean, you can hear the impact of it, And I hear, our most combat experienced guy was Chris Kyle. And he was like, Beagles has been hit. I need a corpsman to the rooftop now. And man, I could just hear in his voice, how horrific that was. When I rolled up to him, he's just laying there. And I grabbed his hand. I was like, hang in there, brother. We're going to get you out of here. And I didn't believe that for a second, man. Like it just looked like there was no chance.
I heard you talking once, I think it was with Jocko, about getting shot in the chest, in the plates. Can you run through that?
Yeah, man, that was the darkest day of my life.
I'm sorry,
man, that was August 2nd, 2006, man. We lost Mark Lee. And Ryan Job had been wounded right before that. And I took a round. I think it was a ricochet, otherwise it probably would have killed me, split my spine in half,
What were you guys doing?
We were, it started as a big, basically just a coordinate search operation into what was called the J Block sector of Ramadi. And so after we'd established those combat outposts, we'd push sniper overwatches out, and then we would push patrols with the Iraqi forces out, to try to patrol into the city, engage with the local populace, show them that we were there to actually support them, talk to them about where the insurgents were. These were, the Marine Corps calls them census operations, of kind of just showing the local populace that like we were here to support them. That was that stabilize the city, secure the local populace, part, which paid huge dividends down the road, to ultimately lower level of violence and the Anbar awakening, came out once, but all that started with breaking the back of the insurgency, like really lowering their military capability. But what we would do is push patrols out with the Iraqi soldiers and the military transition teams that they were assigned to them. And we put sniper overwatches out there, and we had a bounding overwatch that was in a sniper position covering. As we were clearing through an element of the J Block, we'd done probably, 6 or 8 operations like in this area, kind of pushing deeper and deeper in. And Ryan Job was one of our machine gunners, amazing guy, incredible guy. The kind of guy that I don't know how long it took him to get through buds, but it was a long time. He was one of those guys that was never going to be the best athlete, was just absolutely tough as nails.
Yeah.
Was just a stud, awesome machine gunner, super strong man of faith as well, and hilarious. But he was the machine gunner basically holding security for Chris and the sniper team that was on the rooftop as we had this kind of bounding overwatch. And I was with the Iraqi element that was moving forward to the streets. And we were about an hour and a half or 2 hours into that operation. Again, one that we conducted many like that before. And all of a sudden, I mean, we hear a shot ring out. I mean, you can hear the impact of it, And I hear, our most combat experienced guy was Chris Kyle, an awesome teammate and tremendous sniper. Saved lots of lives on the battlefield, and man, I could just hear in Chris's voice. Man, he's like, we call Ryan's nickname was Biggles, and he was like, Biggles has been hit. I need a corpsman to the rooftop now. And man, I could just hear in his voice, how horrific that was. And I literally been talking to him, both those guys, like 30 seconds before that, right? Just walked down the stairs, to try to, we're going to organize our team and kind of push out to the next building before we take the rooftop there. And man, we get, so we go rushing back up to the rooftop, and Mark Lee, who was, rolls right back up there, another awesome machine gunner, just an incredible guy, steps right into the very position that Ryan got shot. Like right in the position with his belt-fed Mark 48 machine gun, and just starts laying down suppressive fire, knowing that like we're gonna get shot back, at any moment. And we got up to Ryan. Ryan had been hit in the face, and just a single shot hit him in the face. You could call an enemy sniper around. You could call it just obviously it was not your average like spray and pray, insurgent. Somebody that had some good side picture trigger squeeze. Engaged him, hit him in the head, and man, it just looked horrific. I mean, his eyes gone, like his
whole
half his face looked like it's missing, and you know how blood looks, man. It's just so I ran up to him, I just grabbed his hand, I was like,
is he conscious?
when I rolled up to him, he's just laying there. And I grabbed his hand. I was like, hang in there, brother. We're going to get you out of here. And I didn't believe that for a second, man. You know, like it just looked like there was no chance. And, you know, meanwhile, Mark and is standing there laying down suppressive fire right over the rooftop wall where Ryan just got hit. Other guys stepped up there too, are laying down suppressive fire. You know, we're calling in the CASEVAC vehicle. The corpsman rolls up there and is working on him. That corpsman was Johnny Kim, our, you know, just a phenomenal guy in there, you know, going to work, you know, on Ryan. And miraculously, Ryan like sits up. He like sits up and says, "I'm okay." And you know, the blood was kind of going down his throat, right? So he has to kind of sit up to kind of clear that. And man, we get under his armpits. We're getting him down. So the CASEVAC vehicle, you know, we had a M113 armored personnel carrier down there, you know, for CASEVAC. And so we get Johnny, our corpsman, and we got, you know, guys under each shoulder of Ryan. We're getting him escorted off the roof, and he walks off the roof really by his own power, like down the stairs, and just incredibly tough, you know, human being. And we found out later that Ryan got hit when he was in the hospital. You know, he had all this shrapnel in his face, and they were trying to figure out like what exactly happened, because I thought the round just impacted him, you know, but we realized that like there was a round impact on the receiver, right at the base of the receiver where it meets the buttstock for his Mark 48 machine gun. And we were an hour and a half into this operation. He was, you know, it's 117 degrees. You know, it's miserably hot. We're carrying all our gear and water. I mean, Ryan must have been sweating profusely. And he, man, just like the awesome teammate that he was, the awesome machine gunner he was, Ryan was on that machine gunner. He was on that machine gun looking down the sights of his weapon, ready to provide cover fire. And if he hadn't done that, it would have just taken his head off, you know? That round would have just taken his head off. So, like, that saved his life. And we, unfortunately, we didn't figure out till later. It was 2 weeks later that we realized that the shrapnel had severed his optic nerve to his good eye, and he was going to be blind as a result of that. And so I didn't know how it was going to go at the time. We evac Ryan. You know, we sent our corpsman with him. We pulled back to the base. And August 2nd, we'd done multiple operations in this area. We'd gotten tons of gunfights in this area. There were definitely a lot of insurgents. But there was something different about August 2nd. Like, this was probably, I think it was the largest single like engagement of any of the engagements that made up this, like, you know, 8 or 9 month like Battle of Ramadi. And the insurgents were just coming out of the woodwork, attacking the soldiers that were out there clear. So we had one sector, they were clearing another sector. After Ryan got hit, we pulled back and went back to we foot patrolled back about a kilometer to the base, kind of refitted. And the soldiers were like under attack, man. They you know, and they asked us if we could help them. And you know, they were getting attacked from these different positions. So we loaded up in Bradley fighting vehicles, and we rolled back out, you know, into the city. And it was, man, there was so much going on that day. Like for guys like Mark Lee, for all the guys that were in Charlie Platoon, like, they knew they were going back out in the teeth of it. Like, we just seen what happened to Ryan. And, you know, our brothers in the Army needed our help from Team Bulldog there. And nobody hesitated for a second, man. Jocked up in their gear, reloaded mags, refitted with grenades, loaded up into those Brads, and we rolled out.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.